Designing levels is hard. Designing them without an editor is even harder. And making them in a dimension that you can't even visualize is nearly impossible. Or at least that's what I thought. It turns out there's a clever way to do it that was so easy, I decided to include a level editor with the game. Believe it or not, my main inspiration for the track editor was Roller Coaster Tycoon, one of my all-time favorite games. The way the Roller Coaster Tycoon track editor works is you have a set of track pieces that attach to each other one at a time, like train tracks, as opposed to manually placing them in space or something. There's a few differences though. If the track was flat, you'd only be able to turn left and right and tilt up and down. But in 4 dimensions, there's 4 turning directions: left, right, ana, and kata. In the volume view, you can more clearly see that these are just rotations in 4 dimensions. Another difference with Roller Coaster Tycoon is that real golf tracks can have branching paths, when one track piece splits into several directions. The way that works is after a split, you continue down the first path until it's marked as completed. Then the track continues on the next path, and so on, until the entire thing is finished. So it's kind of like a depth-first traversal. In fact, because of the linear nature of these connections, the levels can also be designed, saved, and loaded as text files by just listing out the track pieces. Plus metadata about the track, like the par count, rotations, ball placement. So this is another way to design some of the simpler levels. To handle more flexible situations, there's also rotation and translation pieces, which can be added at any time to make things like jumps or gaps. Once you get the hang of it, it actually starts becoming really easy and intuitive to design levels, and really gets you used to thinking in 4 dimensions. Lastly, it's about time I give an update on the status of 4D Golf. I'm getting closer to having the game fully playable end-to-end for testing, but there's still a bit of work to do before I get a definite release date. A lot of the UI, like this level editor, is still in an early stage, so they need a lot of polish. I've also been focusing on polishing other parts of the game, especially the art assets, and improving the style. Miro has been a great help with that, so I was super excited that they decided to sponsor this video. I've actually been using Miro for a long time, since Hyperbolica, and it's been so incredibly useful. It's essentially an infinite digital workspace. You can just drag in things you find on the web, make drawings or notes, and collaborate with teammates. You can kind of just use it however you want. But the best part is it's completely free to use for most of the features. You'll know I almost never do sponsorships on my channel, but I've already been using and endorsing Miro for game development projects, so I really can't recommend it enough. You can try it out right now using the link in the description. That's all I have for this devlog. Don't forget to wishlist 4D Golf on Steam if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next one.